Good evening. My name is Seth Mwaniki, Chairman Nyeri Press Club and the CEO of Brad Quench Limited. I would like to welcome here our viewer, BongaHour show, where we are going to discuss in breadth and width a topic on branding for personal, for job, and of course for business. And here I have my panel, two great men that I want to introduce to you who will be taking us through this topic. We have, on this side, we have Dr. Mike, who is the CEO, MTS Eventive Solutions, and he's also the director, Peniel Vision Network. Again, on this side, I have Charles Njama, who is the CEO, Nyeri Mohoro News Hub. As we start here, we are going to be taken through, as I had said, on exactly what is branding for job and business. And I'm going to start with Dr. Mike, who is our host, to tell us more exactly what is branding. Welcome to the show, and kindly take the question and tell us exactly what is personal branding.
Very good, and very good evening to our viewers. This evening, it is good to catch up with you once again. Today we are handling a topic that is very, very, very important, especially to businesses, to jobs seekers, to people seeking employment, and also those who are in employment. We are looking at the question, what is personal branding, especially in jobs and in businesses. So in my expression, what I call as personal branding, it is the how you express the value of yourself, either in a job or in a business. How do you express the value? So the personal brand, it is the value that people, other people, attach to you in either your job, in your career, and career being a job or a business. So this is what I refer to as a personal brand. So when we talk about the personal branding, it is now that process of attaching a value, attaching the value, or what you call the value proposition on what you do in your career, in your job, in your business. That is personal branding.
Thank you, Dr. Mike. Of course, we will be taking us through and expounding more. What is this that you're saying is attaching a value? So you're going to expound more. Once more, I'm going to welcome Charles Njama, the CEO, Nyeri Mohoro News Hub, and also so you can maybe tell us, you are in business. Nyeri Mohoro is a business. How are you able to brand yourself so that it becomes a business that earns you an income? And before he answers that question, maybe I would like to tell you that we are live on MTS Eventive page, Facebook page. You can also follow us on Dr. Mike Facebook page. And we are also live on Nyeri Mohoro News Hub page. So kindly, Njama, what do you do in terms when it comes to branding with your Facebook page?
Thank you so much, Seth, for that question. I'm happy to be here, hosted by Dr. Mike and also you. I'm Charles Njama, the CEO Nyeri Mohoro News Hub. What I would like to say about the question you have asked is that branding and also in business, like now in the social media, one needs to start small. Like now, Nyeri Mohoro News Hub, we started way ago, 7 years ago. And we started small. So in this journey, chenye naweza sema, ni ya kwamba tuanze pale chini, tukipanda. Kama vijana, like now I'm a journalist, nimefanya kazi kwa radio, then nikakuja nikafanya kazi kwa social media. So the main point here is kuanza pale chini, kujipanga, kuomba Mungu, kujiamini kidogo kidogo. Alafu si ati kusema ati utaingia pale kwa biashara uanze kupata pesa mara hiyo hiyo. inakuwa unapatia muda. For example, now when we started Nyeri Mohoro News Hub, for the whole year hatukutengeneza hata shilingi moja. So it's a process, na pia kutafuta contacts, friends. Kwanza friends ndio wanaanza kujenga biashara. We started with friends from known to unknown. So ikakuwa tulikuwa tunaanza na marafiki. Marafiki ndio walitupatia biashara ya kwanza. Yes. Asante sana, Bwana Seth.
Thank you, Charles. Of course, that is now branding that you started with your friends so that they can follow your page and create a traffic for yourself.
Yes.
Maybe unaweza tuambia, what else did you do to ensure that after that 1 year, you've grown your brand to be where it is now?
Now, we saw the gap. Like now in the social media. Kitambo, before huko mbele, ilikuwa mambo ya propaganda, mambo ya fake news. So tukakuja hapo kama professional. Being a journalist, nikaona that opportunity ya blog yenye inaweza saidia watu, real time news, and also opportunity for advertising business. So that nini hizo news, real time news, zenye ni real news, ilitusaidia sana kupata followers. At the end of the day, those followers wakakuwa ndio clients wengi wetu wana target. Like now in the second year, chenye tulifanya different na the first year. The first year we tulikuwa very new kwa the social media business. But after that 1 year, tukaona zile challenges tuna face, acceptance, after watu walitukubali, we moved from around 2,000 followers to 12,000 followers in the second year. So after kupata hao followers na pia wale clients, tukaona clientele yenye tuna target sana wenye wako hiyo area ya Nyeri ni watu wa mahoteli, shule, so we approached them. And venye walianza kutupatia, na naweza appreciate our first client anaitwa Mr. Njogu, ni yeye director wa pale Ndima Kanini Academy, iko pale Karatina. We shared with him our vision na akatusaidia sana. He was our first client, akatusaidia kuanza safari. Thank you.
No, you know, with that explanation that you've given us and the good answers that the way you've answered that question.
Yes.
Maybe on the same, now sasa najua uko na Bob, pesa sasa inaingia kwa mfuko. And there is something that you had said there before on patience, the time that takes to build a brand.
Yes.
Maybe I was checking on your page and I've seen that you have a following of close to 300,000 followers.
Yes.
How long has that taken you to build that brand to where it is now?
That is around 7 years. Consistency, kujitolea sana. Kama sahi kwa social media, sasa juu ndio ile line yangu ya biashara, haitaki uzembe. Asubuhi huwa naamka mapema. Our first post inaendanga around 5:30 in the morning. Na ya usiku kabisa ya mwisho inakuwa around 10:30 in the evening. So hiyo masaa lazima ukae ukiangalia nini inaendelea. At least juu watu wengi wanaangalia sana chenye kina happen, wanakuja kuangalia. So ni safari ya pia kujitolea sana, na pia patience, hiyo nilikuwa nimesema, na pia kutumia contacts zako. Yes, yes.
7 years of resilience.
Yes.
Na pesa sasa tumesema iko so ukitoka hapa Bob tutaenda nao kwa mfuko. Asante sana. So now you go back to Dr. Mike. You had said of, you know, attaching a value to the brand. Is this attaching the value to the brand, you know, knowing yourself, being visible, or what is it?
Yes, that's an important question. And I would like to tackle it in this angle. When we talk about personal branding, it is a brand, it is something that people need to see. So the way we are seated here, basically, if there is a way people are seeing us. When you are doing your job, there is a way where the people who look at your job, there is a way they see, like what Jama is saying, the content that he creates. So when we talk about personal brand, a brand, it is something that is actually meant for other people to see. It's not meant for your own self. Otherwise, you'll call it maybe a self-brand, yeah, which is only you who can check and see yourself. So a personal brand, it is what other people, what is the public, let me call them so, are they seeing about yourself? So when I look at value, the value I talked about, we first of all, to build a personal brand, that value that you need to attach with either your career, your job, your business, or what you do with your own hands. It means that you start by identifying your unique strengths, skills, or passions that you can say that you normally follow. For example, when I was studying, I realized I have a great passion for sound, yeah? And that is why I have the brand I have, MTS. We deal a lot with very good sound systems, and we hire them out to people. I get irritated. I used to get irritated when I attend events. And, you know, you have speakers that is like it was as good as not having those speakers there, you know? Or when you are talking, your voice is seemingly very, very distorted. So now, out of that passion, yeah, when I started getting, you know, traction and everything, I started seeing how can I invest in a very quality sound. And that is why we do what we do at MTS. So a personal brand, you need to look at what is the value proposition you attach to yourself. Another good example, and this one I am really directing to the young people. You know, when we talk about there are so many thousands of young people in Kenya. After in the last census, we were over 70% of the entire population in Kenya. And out of the big numbers that we are in Kenya, we could not get many people are being shunned out of universities with various trainings, degrees, masters, and all manner of courses. But as we speak today, the rate at which they are being shunned out of universities, colleges, TVETs, it is not the same way they are being absorbed in the job market. Now, the question is now, Seth, you have done economics and the statistics like myself. We were a classmate. But how do you distinguish yourself in the job market such that a company can decide that you are the one I'm going to pick and not Michael? So now what people will look at, it is now the personal brand. How are you positioning yourself to easily pick up? How can you stand out of the crowd that did the same thing like you? How will you ensure that you will even outcompete somebody who even did other courses, even more than you? Now, what you'll need to do, it is the value that you are adding to yourself for you to stand out. I want to give an example with my own self. When I came out of the university, I have landed in Nairobi. I had made one declaration. Kwenda ushago is a no. Kama nilikuwa nikuje nilikalia bucket, of which nilikalia bucket. Najua wakati tulikuwa tunapika ugali, hiyo ugali unaiwekelea juu ya bucket. You just turn the bucket upside down. So when you have a visitor, you are my visitor, kiti yako ni bucket. Ukienda jioni, nikipika ukuono, ugali, unaiwekelea tu hapo hapo. Lucky is that ugali ulikuwa unapika usiku wakati hakuna wageni. So that is the time when I left university, that is the life I started with. And now over time, I started now looking at how I can brand myself. And definitely I got a lot of online resources these days, and even during the time I came out of university, there was a lot of information out here. You could go online, check how to develop compelling CVs. And you know, when every graduate comes out, you think and you trust God that I'm going to get an opportunity out there. But unfortunately, that is not usually the case. So how I could now build the value so that my CV could be seen out of thousands of applications. My first experience was landing in an interview at KPMG. And in KPMG, 7,000 graduates were competing to be graduate trainees in that institution. If you know KPMG, they are in the likes of Ernst & Young, EY, which was at one time my employer, PwC, Deloitte and Touch. They are called the big four firms in the world because they control very huge resources, especially in the audit profession. So what happened is that I landed in KICC, where we are doing an interview, 7,000 graduates who were in fourth year at that time, across all the universities in Kenya. Now, how could I stand out of the crowd? Now, what we did is we did the interviews, we did written exams or written interviews, and fortunately I passed. Now, what makes it, even before they look at your CV, the exam was the first thing. You know, starting doing mathematics that we did in Form 1, and you have already come through university more than 8 years. And the brand is like this. I had tried to research how to develop a compelling CV. A CV that is succinct, very clear. What are your goals? What is my career goal? What are my skills? You know, you find some people, even they don't format their CV. I could ensure that my CV is well formatted, and the English and the grammar that is used to state my career goal, and also my skills, my education, what I have been able to do, they are very clear. So, and it was based on research and based on, comparing other CVs, how it is. And also as a graduate and people who are coming out of school, you always find that you exaggerate even the things that you do. You find that a professor has only one page of a CV, and this is a professor in a university. But when you are coming out of the university, within the first 1 month, you have a 4-page CV. So just tell me, who would you take? If it was about the quantity of the lightings in the CV, definitely you'll take the young graduate. But they have zero experience. They are talking about how they used to be chairman in their churches, how they participated in an environmental cleaning day within the institution, and such kind of things. So the value that you attach to yourself is make sure you are the best, as in your CV stand out, grammar, formatting, everything, such that the first thing that a HR director interacts with is that CV. And I would say I succeeded because I remember applying to all the banks that were there in Kenya. That time, there were about 42 of them. I don't know how many there are right now. And number two, when I used to send that CV, if you don't get a response, either your CV has an issue or you have written an application letter in a way that is exaggerated or it is not compelling enough. So what somebody else who doesn't even know how you look like, they will look at your document and they say, truly, this is a person I would like. What will make that other person who don't know you look at your document and they like to invite you? That is the personal brand that we need to look at. These days, we are going to attach value even in our social media pages. There are many people, an interview I went to in a very good institution, and they could go to our Facebook pages, our Twitter account, now these days is being called the X account, and also LinkedIn. So what kind of content do you post in your pages? So they actually investigated all our pages to see the kind of stuff that we normally post. Is it only when you are with girlfriends? Yeah? Girlfriends ambao wamejipodoa ile siku wamejipodoa vizuri, that is when you take a selfie and you post msupa wangu. Instead, that is the time you are looking for a job. It should be the high time when you are trying to align your skills to what you want to do. Instead of posting those content, can you take that time to also promote some initiative you have? Yeah? Is it in entrepreneurship? Is it in business? can you take that time and push your own content? So value, it is the kind of image you present for yourself, either in the social media. And social media, we need to know, it is beyond Facebook. It is beyond just Instagram. They are a professional site, LinkedIn, where you are likely even to meet with potential employers. Because of how I had blooded my LinkedIn page, I have gotten not less than 10 offers of interviews or offers of jobs with certain companies. They have just looked at my profile and they see that I meet the qualifications and the skills they are looking for, and they are inviting me for interview just by looking at my LinkedIn page. So when I talk about the value, it cuts across so many things, from building a very compelling CV, meticulously writing that application letter. There are young people these days, and let me be honest with you, I've been out there talking to young people, many groups in churches, many groups of businesses, and when young people learn about me, you'll see that a young person is writing you a message in a WhatsApp since they have gotten your number. I am a graduate in XYZ degree or in this diploma. I am looking for a job. I would like to work with you. Don't you think we can work together? That is the message. And that is how young people are applying for jobs these days. Unlike our time when we were starting, where you are really looking to present something so solid. Yeah? What even if you don't know me said, when you see my document, it convinces you to some extent. I have confidence of even inviting this person. But somebody who just texts you, and they are using the pidgin language these days. Hi Buddha, hi boss, yeah, hi Mike, and it is even with the small letter, Mike ile a small letter. Hi Mike, unaonaje nikifanya job na nyinyi? Mimi ni graduate, niko na hii. Is that the way to apply? So when I talk about value, it is very, 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 very rich when we go to that discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Sana. Daktari, I know we've heard you. Our viewers have heard you. Again, the way you are putting it is that, you know, when you got your first job, you are picked from after doing an interview when you are 7,000 persons.
Yes.
How many were picked? That is an answer that you're going to give us after this commercial break. Kindly remember to watch us live on our Facebook page, Dr. Mike, MTS Eventive, and also Nyeri Mohoro News Hub. We are coming back in a few minutes. Welcome back, our viewer. Again, I am the guest moderator for the BongaHour show, where we are discussing about personal branding for jobs and business. And before we went for our commercial break, Dr. Mike was taking us through a very interesting topic. Now, Dr. Mike, getting to a point where we are practical when, explaining to people about branding. There is this aspect where looking for a job, when you're looking for a job, you always ask this simple question: tell about yourself. And now that you've been to many organizations that you've worked for to get where you are today, how did you answer that question when it came to you the very first time?
Very good. Yeah, this is part when you go to an interview and you're presented an opportunity. For me, it has always been my belief, I cannot get an all interview opportunity and then I fail. Even if anybody else has ever failed, I have never believed I can fail in an all interview, because hii ni opportunity umepewa, yani ya kuweza kujitetea. Kwa nini tukupee hii kazi? Unaona? Because they must have looked at your papers and they are satisfied that you are good. Now you get an opportunity to go discuss with them how to confirm whatever is in the paper is indeed, and I want to call it the value. The value that is communicated through your papers is indeed the true value that can be communicated one-on-one. Now, this question about, tell us about yourself. For me, I have always been answering, whenever I went for any interview, in three manners. in three ways, or threefold kind of an answer. I tell them to start with, my name is Michael Njoro, a passionate economist, if I'm going for a job that is related to economics. If I am called for a sales and marketing job, because when I was called, I have gone for interviews for sales and marketing jobs, even if I did economics and statistics. I had been invited by a bank called UBA, United Bank of Africa, and also KCB, to be interviewed about these jobs. So you would normally say, my name is Michael Njoro, an economist, if it is economics, but you align it now with your job. So an economist, passionate to tackle significant challenges, macro challenges, micro challenges that are real problems and challenges that are facing many economies in Kenya. So I answer one professionally. What have I done? So Michael is a graduate with a first class honors in economics and statistics from this university, and I am also a certified public accountant of Kenya and registered with ISPAC. Number two, I go on my social circles. I am a married man with one or two daughters. I don't want to say the number. With the X number of daughters or sons. And also socially, I am a public speaker. I like interacting with the people, inspiring people who are requiring such inspiration, or people who are hopeless. I take my time during my leisure time to inspire them, because I feel I have a calling to be an inspiration to such people who have looked down upon themselves, despising themselves, and therefore that is my fault. And finally, in my religious or my spiritual line, I am a staunch Christian, and I believe in God, and that notwithstanding, I have a passion to work with a heterogeneous community. So irrespective of the religion, gender, and any other prejudice area, I am a person who can fit to work in any environment. I am a team player, and that is why I also cherish myself in a team, or in a team, an area which requires teaming or teamwork. And that is Michael. And that is the candidature I present for this job. Don't you think it is compelling?
You have it, definitely. Wow, that is good. That is good. If you did that, I know you definitely got the job.
Yes. So hapa kwa kuuliza swali kama hiyo, especially my youth wale wanatuwatch, it is good for you to be very intentional. Selling yourself. Use the best, even if you have never practiced. First of all, don't sound rehearsed. Yani usikaya kama I am Michael. Yes, I did a degree
even
in
forgetting your name.
Yeah. Then the other thing, you are looking up building castles in the air. Don't sound rehearsed. Well, rehearse vizuri ndio ukienda pale inaonekana tu inatoka naturally kutoka kwako. So that is it.
As you always know, unajua kuna ile moment unafika hapo una tense. And sasa the way you're putting it is that you never tensed, you got it right. As we come back to you, you're going to tell us, there is that difficult moment that you faced while trying to, explain your brand at that particular moment. Now we're going to get back there and you're going to give us that answer. Now, Charles Njama. Sasa unajua tuko ile era ya pale social media. And in most cases is when you find people how they use the social media. Ni ile ya mtu pale anaandika nani yako area ni buy lunch. Huku ni wapi? Such things. Do they affect, personal branding that you are trying to build through the social media? Now that you are an expert in that field.
Thank you so much, Seth, kwa hiyo swali. Kusema ukweli, kwa social media kuna wenye wanakujanga kurelax, kuna wengine wanatafuta information, entertainment, na kuna wengine wako biashara. Sasa kulingana na vile mambo iko, mimi nakuanga pale kwa social media biashara. Our followers wengi sana wanakuanga wamekuja pale kuconsume news, entertainment ama ile mambo ingine iko pale kwa social media. Sasa ile opportunity tuliona sana ni hiyo ya news, entertainment na biashara. Venye nilikuwa nakwambia, kuna watu wenye huwa wanakuja for entertainment kwa social media, kuna wenye huwa wanakuja kupata news, na wengine wanakuja kutafuta biashara ama opportunities. Sasa ile kitu sasa mimi nimefanya ni kuangalia zote na zimare pamoja. Hatuwezi post kutoka biashara kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Hatuwezi post entertainment kutoka jioni, kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. The same, hatuwezi post news peke yake juu news ni mzuri lakini haiwezi sustain. So tuna marry the three. Kuna entertainment, kuna news, na sasa kuna hii sasa biashara. Sasa hapo ndio tuna zibalance zote. Yes.
Asanti sana Charles.
Yes.
Na sasa pia hapo unaweza tuelezea zaidi, now that this is the moment people are trying to build their brands, and of course this is our topic that we are discussing here.
Yes.
Personal branding for job and business. Tukiwa hapo kwa social media, what you've seen out of experience, are really young people able to build their brands through social media in a way that they can be accepted in the job market? And also, if they have a business, would they be able to run it with the content that they post in their social media accounts?
Thank you so much for that question. Nimekuwa nikifuatilia vijana kwa social media. Kuna group kubwa yenye haijakuwa ikitumia social media monetary wise kupata pesa ama njia kama hiyo. Wengine wamekuwa wakiingia tu pale kufuatilia current affairs, kuraise sauti zao kwa zenye ziko kwa mambo yenye iko kwa jamii, kuraise kama sasa tumeona Gen Z wamekuwa wakitumia sana social media kuraise issues zao kwa social media. Lakini kuraise issues ni kitu moja, na kupata biashara ama kupata pesa kwa social media ni jambo lingine. Kunao na wamekuwa wakifanya vizuri sana pia, majenzi nimeona wamekuwa wakifanya content creation, wamekuwa wakireport ama kuupdate real time, wanakuwa live mahali, wamekuwa wakiuza biashara. Kama sasa hii imekuwa ngumu sana kupata any business kutoka kwa Gen Z cause wanajifanyia wao wenyewe. Nimeona wakitengeneza content ya biashara. Nimeona kama mtu ako na haso yake ana promote biashara yake yeye mwenyewe, nimeona. So the youth chenye wanafaa tu kujua ni ati ya kwamba biashara kama ni yako, uko na hiyo gadget, unajipackage na unaanza kusukuma. Hiyo tu ndio ile naweza waambia kama my youth. Yes.
Wow, very important information. Knowing sasa hata mahali tumefika, we know we are in the era of artificial intelligence. Of course, when we come back to you, you're going to tell us the evolution of personal branding through social media kwa hii age ya AI.
Yes.
Daktari.
Yes, maybe I can also add one voice before I go to my question. In the social media branding, many young people, this is where we play a very critical role. And it is good to know that young people, because of the nexus that they have with the technology, they have a great opportunity to use these gadgets just to make money, just a phone. With whatever phone you have, a smartphone, you can optimize the usage of that phone to make money. And I am always encouraged by the CEO of Nyeri Moholo News Hub when he told me how he started this, and just marshalling and trying to get traction. Can you take that advantage and take the phone, go to a business, the businesses that you know, tell them you can create their content. You can start sharing their content. And through this, we have seen so many young people coming up. And the space in Kikuyu land, there is a saying that goes, even if you compete, yeah, they don't eat all the grass. Chitini nanagira nyeki. Everybody has an opportunity. Even if you come in today and there is a million players, there is a space for you. And I think it is good to take that opportunity, because one of the young people who died recently has been a content creator. You know, people who are just creating their original content. KK mwenyewe. I think in this Bonga Hour, it's good we observe just a small moment of silence in honor of KK mwenyewe and also any other content creator, particularly because he recently rested. It's good we just observe a moment of silence for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is in honor of the fallen hero. So what I was saying is that young people can create, even if it is playing those kind of videos, and that is why I like the CBC curriculum, because the children are being taught to be self-reliant. And whatever we didn't know as careers, like if you don't become an engineer yourself, if you don't become a doctor or computer scientist, you know, it's like people used to view during our time. It's like you'll not get any money. What career are you doing? You know? So those are the things that are now where people are making money. They are becoming millionaires out of things that were never there. So it is us now also to create opportunities. And I thought it is good to add in that comment, especially on the social media blogging.
Thank you, Daktari. Now that you've added something that is very important, may God rest the soul of KK Mwenyewe in a Shona peace. Now, on the same, of course, you're going to tell us, before we move to that topic, you emphasize on the importance of digital identity. Now that you are in business, the areas that you look at whenever you want, for example, to advertise the businesses that you do or distribute your content and, to expand the reach of your content, what do you exactly consider?
Very good. A very critical question. Now, digital branding and the digital content related to my brand, there are several considerations, and these include what platform particularly do you want to be known for? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it LinkedIn? As in, what exactly do you want to be known for? Choose the whatever the platform it may be. Then all the content that you put, let it be aligned to your skill, your passion, what you need to follow. Something that you also know that you can commercialize. Can you attach a value to it? And that is the value proposition that you need to create. Whatever I want to do, I must be geared towards earning something, because we don't want just to do things. I want to put money in my pocket. So the consideration is, check the platform that you are good in. If it is TikTok, small reels. If it is Facebook, you know how to market either the reels or the static content and the huge content. If it is brief and to the point, you know the one to take. And that is the way you need to. Those are some of the critical considerations. Where are you likely to get more views, more customers, depending with your target market? This is something that you need to consider.
Well, thank you. Before we go for another break, there is this question that I had asked before. The most difficult moment that you faced when you presented yourself for a job interview.
Yes, the most difficult moment was, being asked technical questions that I truly was not familiar with. And there is an area I applied to be a graduate management trainee. This was at Unilever. And the area they were looking for people, it was in the area of supply chain. And the supply chain it is way beyond what we know as procurement, because supply chain start all the way from, planning, the sourcing of materials, up to the time you procure the materials, distribution of those materials to where they are needed. If it is in a manufacturing concern, manufacture them, and then start now distributing them again now to the market, what you call the route to market, RTM in business. So that area I was not very conversant with. And I think I didn't prepare very well for that interview. And when you are faced in an area that you have either not prepared thoroughly and you have little information about, definitely you can try. Me, I could try on sales, on supply chain, even if I am an economist. Yeah. So answering questions of an unknown ground, I think that was very difficult, especially when I was faced with those questions.
What was the outcome?
That one I didn't go through. That one I must say. Yani ni ile unasema mimi nimejaribu kama the best way I could. Yeah? It is what Nelson Mandela said. Is it Nelson Mandela or Dedan Kimathi? I better get defeated as a man standing, yeah, than kneeling, yeah, than kneeling. So I tried like a man as much as I could, even though I didn't have any clue about that particular field. I had to give it my best shot. But that best shot, there are those who are above me. And unfortunately, I didn't go through in that.
Very good, very informative. Actually, we are still learning. Now, when we resume after this break, we are going to go through another subtopic on branding for business. Again, we are live on MTS Eventive page, Dr. Mike page, and Nyeri Mohoro News Hub. After we resume, you're going to review your comments and your feedback as we go. We are going to check on the comments in a few moments. But for now, we're still having our topic that I had said before you're going to continue with about branding for business. So for my panel here, I have Charles Njama again, who has a brand, a business that he's running under the name Nyeri Mohoro News Hub. So you're going to tell us what you've done so far to ensure that you sustain your brand as it is at the moment.
Thank you so much, Seth, for that question. Safari imekuwa mrefu, but ile kitu iko ni ati ni kujitolea sana na pia kuwa na mwelekeo fulani. Kama kwa saa hizi pale Nyeri Mohoro News Hub, hata kama tuko na biashara ama hatuna biashara, lazima tuhakikishe ya kwamba tunapatia watu information, current affairs, mambo ya entertainment. So usiangalie pesa kwanza, unaangalia kwanza content, juu content ndio inaleta pesa. So hiyo ndio imekuwa ile siri tumekuwa tukifanya, na pia kuchungulia wengine wanafanya nini sana. Tukiona opportunity tunapita nayo. Hiyo unakaa kwa soko, si ati uko peke yako, unaangalia pia wale wengine wako kwa soko wanafanya nini. Kama sasa social media venye ilikuwa 7 years ago, si venye iko. Kama saa hii tunajua, kama kuna mambo unafaa kujua, kama ni live coverage itakuwa. Zingine picha unajua kuna event, current affairs, na pia biashara kujua kuna watu wageni wamekuja hapa in our area ya watu wenye wanatufuata, so tunawakuta, tunawaomba biashara. That's it.
Talking of content, there is this thing that you do to ensure that you protect the brand that you've built for the last 7 years to get where you are.
Yes.
Nini hasa sasa unafanya? Unajua, for now we are again in an era where there is a lot of fake news, a lot of information which you cannot be able to trace the origin and everything. What do you do to ensure that what you share with your viewers is only content that is good for reading and consumption in order to protect your brand?
Thank you. Kwanza mambo ya fake news, tukianza 7 years ago ilikuwa challenge kubwa. Saa hii we better not post or tuchelewe kupost tukitafuta kama ni ukweli ama ni uongo. Kitambo 7 years ago tungepost kwanza tunakuja ku pull down. Saa hizi juu ya kuwa na hiyo experience ya siku mingi, kwanza hata afadhali usikimbie kupost juu kama huko una uhakika. So kitu ya kwanza ni kuanza kujua kama ni ukweli. Tukijua ni ukweli ndio tunaweka. Fake news ndio inakuanga hiyo. Then kuna ile community guidelines. Kama saa hii kuna picha mtu hafai kupost. Sasa hizo tunajua hizo category ya picha zote kama ya accident, ile images zile mbaya mbaya za accident scenes, hizo tunajua hatufai kupost. Juu ukipost kama hizo pale, kama ni Facebook ama YouTube ama ni pale TikTok watakupatia strike. Kama pia ni pia picha za watoto zingine ni sensitive, so unajua zile do's and don'ts. Juu ni kama mchezo, kuna sheria na masharti. So sasa hizo ndizo tunafuata sana. Juu unaweza post kitu moja ikumes. Sasa hii tumeona watu wengine wamefungiwa accounts, social media handles juu ya hiyo tu mistake moja. Juu pale hakuna kusema pole, sikuwa najua. Ignorance kwa social media hiyo haikusaidii. Asante.
Daktari, I know you are one of the consumers of, the content for the Nyeri Mohoro News Hub brand. How would you rate the brand so far?
BongaHour News Hub is among the best brands that I have worked with so far, because in a scale of 1 to 10, I would give them a 9.
Thank you.
Because of the originality of the content. In fact, I was sharing with him earlier today that there are many things I come to learn through Nyeri Mohoro News Hub, the notifications. Before even I see them in the news, he already has them. And it is exactly the way it is reported. What does that help me to conclude? Authentic, originality of information. So that is how I would rate them.
That's a good feedback. And I know for sure you're not doing so because you're seated right here. That is why you're giving me high marks.
No, definitely it's not, because I have also worked with the Nyeri Mohoro News Hub for about 2 years now. And I have also been able to see how my brand has gone. So it is definitely not sugarcoating. I'm talking about blood that I have experienced, how they work, and the kind of content they post.
Oh, great. Now, coming to you again, you're also the CEO, MTS Eventive Solutions. How have you been able to grow the brand to where it is now? Now, how did you start?
For me, I would say this blood started with the passion of what I like, and it was actually the sound systems. When I go to events, I enjoy good music, not just loud music, but quality good music. So given the challenge I could see with many companies and in many events, I felt so agitated when I always could hold a mic and the sound is too bad, echoes, everything. And because of that passion, I decided that at one time I remember hiring somebody to provide sound and screens, and they charged me a lot of money. The good thing is that it was quality. So I was not shy of paying. From where I used to work that time, we were not shy of paying, provided it was quality. So this is something I truly desired, that I could invest in also very quality items. These quality items I be giving to people as a solution and as an alternative to what people are looking in the event space. So from all the equipment that now we have invested in, from sound systems, screens, stages, lighting systems, structures, tents, all those. Those are things that have really helped us to know and for people to identify us in the market. Like when you want quality, you go to MTS for any event solution. But when you don't want quality, we know, of course, people go elsewhere. And sometimes, unfortunately, people always regret. Cheap is expensive. Cheap is expensive. Thank you.
Charles, you've
Yes.
heard what CEO MTS Eventive Solutions is putting it and trying to explain about his brand. Now, would you give him the same ratings as he has done to your brand? Now, I know that you have previously tested and tasted some of his products.
Yes, I would give him 10 over 10. If he can events, ukitaka kupangiwa event ikuwe sawa, place ingine ni MTS. Nime-experience zile events tumefanya pale Nyeri na pia pale show na ingine tulifanya pale Nanyuki. I would recommend them. In fact, hapa hakuna muziki ingine ama system iko hapa Kenya inashinda hii MTS. Thank you.
Noma sana, noma sana. Sasa hiyo
Thank you so much.
Hey, welcome. So now you're going to give shout outs to Modoni, Muriukiwa Igajo, Innovative Cutting World, Plexi Raki, and some others I'd seen Nancy Karia and others who are watching us live as we go on with the BongaHour show. Now, as we come to the conclusion, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Mike to conclude for us.
Yes, thank you so much. And allow me also to acknowledge there's so many people I can see watching us online through MTS Eventive, Dr. Mike Page, and also Nyeri Moholo News Hub. I can also see other people, Maureen, Gathigia, there's Purity Peters, Davington Kama, Koi Chris, Njologe Wambo, Freneme Mutadao, so many people. We thank you. Thank you for following all of us. I can see Uamahoro Angelique from Madale North here in Nairobi, Mitchell Kallen, all the way from Nyeri, Jagger James. I think this is a pastor and a friend of mine here in Nairobi. Kiogi Wanarumoro is a great friend of mine. Jali Beba, following from Nyeri County. West Kagu Jackie, saying she's tuned, all the way from Kalatina. And she's saying, cousins, anasalimia cousins. Signals hapo inapotea. Oh, okay, fine. I get what Jackie is saying. Thank you. Kyogi, all people who are watching us live, we truly appreciate. This is BongaHour, and in BongaHour, we started this initiative as a way of sharing out information, sharing out content to ensure that people keep talking, because the moment you stop talking, that is the moment things start going along. Therefore, let us keep talking. Wacha tuendelee kubonga, and we also salute my co-host for quite a number of times, Mzee Toldo Kulia, wa Radio Jambo, akiwa kule Lamu, aliniambia kwamba yeye anaenda pale holiday kidogo, alafu ataweza kuwa nasi wiki ijayo. Therefore, until we meet next Wednesday at 3:30 p.m., thank you so much. Keep commenting. In case of any question on what we have talked about, personal blooding, and also all the other topics, please drop your comments in Nyeri Moholo News Hub, Dr. Mike Page, and also MTS Eventive, and we shall be able to get back to you. Till next time, thank you very much.
Have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Inshallah.